Oh, wow, look at that. Another day. Tom is still not here. I'm holding the fort down. My name is Andy Lengube. And today, my guests of Imzinwe in Sizwa have arrived and they've brought the brotherhood with them. Many people ask me all the time, why can't I be friends with Maps Maponyane? Not because he's better looking than me, but because I'm good friends with his father. But before he was his father and before he was my friend, he used to kick a ball about. So we'll talk about that with Max Maponyane. And behind him, an old friend. Many moons ago, I would say to many ladies that I am him that had me do the yelele, yeah. I would do it, fail, and they'd recognize and realize that Ndando is the real deal. An old friend of mine has come into the studio, Ndando Bangani, promoting Uno. And next to Mark, another man who's kicked the ball about. Mark is going to be speaking about the Telkom knockout. It's a big one. It's Joburg that takes on KZN. My heart is torn in two, but I think the hometowns teams are the ones that are going to go through. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go down. Mark will tell us all about the Telkom knockout, and I spoke about a brotherhood. It doesn't get better than the hashtag no excuse. We're going to be speaking to Mo Flavor as well as Nak Music about a brotherhood and the virtues that could help you and I be better brothers and men. That's all I guess, guys. We'll talk in just a bit. Nangu. Chaps?
Hello, Andy. Guys, December is close, so you can see that I'm dressed a little bit better and trying to speak as much English as possible to repel all the township people. So, welcome to our show right here, Sport 10. And Thomas is still not here. The mountain is not an easy place to just retire from. So, also, look at when Thomas is going to come back. Gents, Father's Day, welcome to Sport 10.
It feels like it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you know, these ones, I can tell you, this is like, it's a Father's Day, but you know what, it's Sport 10, and we're trying our best to make sure that you are well informed, educated, and entertained. So we got everyone from everywhere. I need us to greet Max Maponyane twice.
Why?
On behalf of the Pirates and the Chiefs, because he played for both. In my heart.
Captain both.
Ndate Max Maponyane lega. Yeah. If Maps is watching, yeah, sign. Rizi Papao.
Well, let's get straight into our news segment. We're going to start off with the big breaking news, international news, of course, and it was all about Jose Mourinho having signed for Tottenham Hotspur. Many are thinking it's a downgrade for a man of Jose's caliber.
Yeah. Jose Mourinho is like coached so many big teams, and he's a big name, and I know someone there has something to do with this guy. Who's a fan of Jose Mourinho? No one.
Marx can't be, because Marx is a huge Barcelona fan. Marx, what do you think of Mourinho going to Tottenham?
For me, he's not the right choice. And he's not the right choice based on his reputation lately. And the reason why he hasn't been doing well, it's because, in my opinion, and all that I have read, is that he seemed not to be a good manager. He's suffering from him before the players. It's always about me. And he always fights the big players. And you know, when you fight the big players, they will always plot your downfall. Ask the Chelsea players, ask the Man United players.
Well, that's Marx's opinion.
But he happens to have a very that nickname that makes him like big. The special one. Basically for South Africans, because I'm proudly South African. South Africans, if you don't know who Jose Mourinho is the one guy internationally who wants to be Pitso Mosimane in his next life. Because his name, Pitso Mosimane, is the only one. This one is the special one. So he moved from, where was he? From Man U, now he's in Tottenham. In South African football, he moved from Kaizer Chiefs. He's now officially in Swallows. So I'm just giving you guys the depth of this thing. But we have more stories.
We do have more stories, and this one touches my heart a little bit because, you know, with what the Boks were able to do, with what the Boks were able to make us on the 2nd of November, winning the World Cup and going back to his hometown, seeing those heroes. And this is it right here. This young man here got so emotional, could not get to his hero, Sia Kolisi.
Man, this is one of those beautiful stories. And Sia was not selfish. He didn't just look at the boy and say, hey, the boy is crying and what. So there was an event that he went to and to collect an award. And Sia invited the boy over to come and collect the award on behalf of his favorite player. So that's what real role models do. But
15 years old, Lebo Mkhoma from Help Mekar College. Now got to meet his hero, and the three of them, with wife, went to an event together. That's a beautiful story, Mo.
Yeah, I agree. And I think for a lot of the kids in the country, they look at what the Springboks were able to do and they think, one day this could be me.
It makes it real for black kids.
Totally. And the thing about it is, the reason why it's so important for our national teams to win stuff is to make it believable for the future generations. You know what I'm saying? No.
We hear that shot.
1996, we're still holding on.
Yeah.
Are we not?
Yeah.
Andy, listen, I'm not going to take much of your time. This reminds me of a story of Jonty Rhodes. Jonty Rhodes, as the cricket team was training in some field, then the team bus had to leave because the players were signing autographs. But this youngster wanted the signature of Jonty Rhodes. And Jonty, the team manager said, no, we have to go. And they cut right where that youngster was. And he was left with the paper and eyes just crying to say, then turns to the mother and says, he hates me, that's why he doesn't sign for me. Now, I mean, that's a nice, interesting, sad story. There's obviously complication of
So he never got the signature?
No, he never got the signature.
But yes, what story is this?
The reason I complicated it.
Yeah.
No, here's
maybe
the
it gets
punchline.
better. Maybe it gets
Here's
better.
the punchline.
Yeah.
The punchline is John T was in the bus because he was pushed by the team manager. He looks out, he sees the youngster crying. And the mother goes to, or sends a message to the team. The following day, said the youngster never slept. He says, John T hates him. Can we put up something? John T organized that. He goes to the family with a small bat and all the small cricket uniform. The youngster says, oh, I know he loves me. From hating to loving.
Yeah,
Next time you say there's a story of you.
No.
Here's the last story.
But before the last story, I just have a question like for everyone else. You know, like I looked at the video and I looked at the kid and I realized that the emotions were proper, real for seeing his hero and meeting him. But who makes you feel like that in South African players that we have? Well, not today, but moving backward.
Who would make you cry like that for?
It doesn't have to be a footballer.
Can be a musician.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about tears.
We saw Shoma Josie when John Cena came out.
That was
your John Cena?
In South Africa?
In the world.
Yeah, but let's talk South Africa because we are very much... Okay, really? No, why we have everything. Okay, maybe let's go global. But
I'd say Will Smith, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, other than being a musician, I'm an actor. And I looked up to him growing up, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps, you know.
And that's the one person who does both very well.
He's a great example. He's really down to earth. You know, he's really quiet about his stuff. He's a family guy, you know, and just all round great at his craft. And he's a great influence and inspires.
And
he has money.
One day he's going to be called an influencer.
And they need to add there that he has money. You know, they just say Will Smith. Add that he has money more.
Let's move on, Tips, to the last one.
It has to be Benny McCarthy and Lionel Messi. I'm throwing that in there.
But then, listen now. South Africa, there's a new breaking story from this man, Andy Ngube.
And I want to throw this because this is a sad story. Current coach of Bafana Bafana, Molefe, we saw him win his first game just the other day. We did the game with Mr. Hastings there, who's going to tell us a little bit about it. This man is working with no contract. He does not have a contract to coach Bafana Bafana. In fact, he's still getting paid and still working on his assistant coach contract.
But I read somewhere they said they gave him a 4-year contract.
Yeah, well, they said they offered him a 4-year contract. But he doesn't have a contract. He has not signed a contract. This man has not had a contract in front of him that he's put pen to paper to, that we can go, hey, this is our coach.
So now he's on like jukebox mode, like Fagi Maluzoba. Like, what does this say about us? Like,
I want to know, how did that come out, though? Did he actually voice that, or is it just...
Well, I think it was part of his management. Somebody found out, one of the journalists found out, Joe Cran broke the story. I spoke to his management subsequent to that, and I can confirm for you, he does not have a contract. The African Football Association is yet to give this man a contract.
That's really sad. In my view, it's diabolical, to be honest, that the coach... and it's a couple of months in now because, you know, coaches... He's only had 3 games, but it's a couple of months into his contract. But I'd like to applaud him then, because he's carried on about his business very professionally. He's gone about his business. That's, you know, something that he'll sort out behind the scenes. And, you know, it's something that's very unfortunate, but you have to applaud him for the way he's gone about his business.
But how much of what happens behind the scenes spills over into any craft that you do? Dando, I mean, promoter hasn't paid you, promoter hasn't signed a contract with you. You still need to go out there and yell, yeah.
You should have asked me to do it.
My favorite person on the Enzanam feel that way. It's still Dr. Khumalo for me. Yes, 16 view. Yes. Still the guy for me.
So no one is seeing that man.
Nothing beats Doctor for me. You know, I had a at some point, and then Robbie Malinga, the late, was still alive that time, and then Utu Robbie, they were very close. But Utu talk Mamela Lentoana, it's actually my favorite players like top 3. In order, my favorite players would be Zinedine Zidane, it would be Dr. Khumalo. And then Ushafu Luchabupule. When Luchabupule was with the Chiefs, he was hot.
Oh, there you have it. A creative mind that enjoys the creative players in the middle. Chaps, I think it's time that we unleash you. Currently known as the heavyweight of comedy. Do your thing.
All right, this is where you clap. 1, 2, 3. That's how it works, man. If people don't clap for you, you do it yourself. But yeah, so welcome to Sport 10, and today I'm very much concerned, and then I want, because Thomas is not here, Andile. Okay, Thomas. Wait, this is a good question. Thomas, okay.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, sharp. Good about Thomas who goes hospital, and then it's an operation, and then they ban something, but it's still fine. So it means whatever is not there anymore. So has it been? So Thomas, I'm dedicating this song to you. Because whatever son I sit there, was short, something. But the breaking news that happened this week is that Pomakola was giving a 6-month ban. 6 months for pushing a referee that has hands. Referee, why was that pusher back? I'm just saying, just to even the score, because the man of feel 6 months. Why is it 6 months? Why is it not either 3 months or 1? Even 9 months. Once, who no fella? Because now he's going to be there for 6 months. He comes back and he's coming there like, yo, I can't play anymore. I haven't been in the pitch for a long time. In boxing, they call it ring rust. Referee, like I have 6 months. I guess where I have whistle rust. And then I live a fair to. And then let's move on. Mulifinteki. Do you guys blame him for losing against Ghana? No one should blame him against South Africa because Arai won a game here and we were not there. So I'm defending him. What if never dalaga bola plastic? We were not there. What if the goalkeeper was blindfolded? So all I can say is that game was a myth. It's like pingy. No one knows whether the game played or not. So I wrote something here because I'm very smart. I dropped out of vets and then I decided just to say, Sudan, do you think Nerka Trapag is Sudan? Sudan?
I hope so.
Sudan?
No.
Sudan?
Oh, yeah.
Sudan?
No.
Oh, Sudan nega Liga Power Lines FC. Like Sudan, Sudan Ogara Chiefs last season. So breaking news, because I don't have much time. The breaking news is that there's a young girl, 17-year-old, she's a gymnast from South Africa. Her name is Caitlin Rooskrantz. She's the first ever South African to win a gold medal internationally in gymnastics. So give her a round of applause. She's from here. Yes. My point is that, well done, girl. But here's the reason why we, the people of Pretoria, has never won anything in gymnastics, because our English was not really proper. Every time, even our teachers didn't know proper English, because every time they send us to gymnastic class, what do we get there? Zoom out, let me show you. Because English here at trap, but this was an idea of gymnastic, because Kolonzako Pidor.
Body, people.
Aerobics, Sibatung.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here all night. The sharp guys. We're going to take a very quick air break. When we come back, on the other hand, like I said, the gents are ready to talk. We're going to be speaking to all the men of South Africa, but also we're going to be touching base with Max Mafamaponyane on 21 years since the last time he played football. Topic for you: which teams do you want to see in the Telkom Knockout 2019 final, and why? That's who we are on social media. Mark Hastings and I are going to be having a conversation on the Telkom Knockout. Talk after the break.
Are you totally ready for the welcoming committee? To feel all grown up, yet be treated like a baby. Unlike ordinary toothpaste, new Colgate Total has a breakthrough new technology that brings together zinc and arginine that fights germs on your teeth, tongue, cheeks and gums for 12 hours so that you are totally ready. New Colgate Total. Be totally ready for life. New Colgate Total also provides proactive enamel protection, instant neutralization of bad breath, and sensitivity relief. New Colgate Total, the best solution for whole mouth health.
I know, Baba. I know. I'm sorry. We'll be home next year.
Here's to going home to a family Christmas. From the home of low prices, ShopRite.
The Drakensberg Extravaganza Heritage and Music Experience on the 30th of November, Bergville Sports Complex, featuring some of SA's hottest acts. Tickets range from 200 to 1,000 Rand for VIP and are available now. Powered by SABC 1.
Sparkle on with Benini, the sparkling grape frizzante. Not for persons under the age of 18.
Can I pay my SABC TV license at Checkers Money Market?
Yep.
And stand a chance to win a share of 100,000 Rand in Checkers vouchers?
Yebo. Simply pay your TV license at any participating Checkers Money Market and stand a chance to win. And soon you'll also be able to register for your TV license in store. Only at Checkers Money Market, in partnership with SABC TV licenses. Competition ends 24 December. T's and C's apply.
Welcome back at Sport at 10. My name is Andy Lengube. Like I said, we're going to be speaking about a lot of things, but one that I'm passionate about is hashtag no excuse. Carling Black Label bringing you this. It's responsible of them to do, particularly seeing the support that Carling Black Label does get within the African and black communities as well. Now, the conversation is based on what had happened in the last couple of months or so. On Monday, Carling Black Label decided to reflect on the incidents of violence which took place in September. And I was saying to Mo, I can't believe that was September already when we saw all those acts of violence against women in South Africa.
In fact, I'll even go a step further and say it was even beyond September, as in like long before. We've been grappling with this issue of the way we as men behave in the country, the violence that we demonstrate towards our women, our children. So September, perhaps from a media point of view, is when the agenda was brought back onto the table. But in reality, it's been there for far too long. And I think it's important for us to really step up and take our position as men in society.
Now, just as how songs have been used to unite and motivate our favorite sporting teams, Carling Black Label recognized the power of song as a tool to unite and encourage men to live by the 6 no excuse, and that's the hashtag that we're going with, virtues of a champion man. Joining me in the studio is a man that knows all too well about music. Music speaks to many people. And xa sithi no excuse, xa usapha endaweni yakho uhluthi, masihloniphe sithi uhluthi, umamela umculo, that music speaking to exactly what it is that's gone on the past couple of months. There's a responsibility on artists as well.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think we play a huge role in the society as well in educating everyone out there on what makes a champion man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in this particular song, actually, they cover the 6 virtues. You know, they speak about how we as men have to use our strength, not physical strength, but mental strength.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to make the change. We've got to take the step. We've got to encourage each other as brothers, you know, to do the right thing. I think in many instances, men know what the next man or the next colleague is doing, but choose not to be involved.
Yeah.
You know, one of these virtues is take a stand, even against your fellow man, against your friend or colleague, and tell him that this is wrong, and let's all encourage each other to do right, you know?
Because as a man, if another one next to you is doing something that is uncalled, uncouth, and you sit and say and do nothing, it is on you as well.
You're just as guilty.
Yeah.
You're just as guilty.
In fact, that's where you take your position and your role in society, you know, to say, well, you know, what am I going to do about it? Because, yes, you can use your strength in a positive way, even in that aspect.
Yeah.
And I think another very important thing is the conversations we have as men.
Yeah.
Where we'll be chatting, this past weekend I had a fight with my girlfriend, Ngamshaya. And then he moves on to the next point. And it's almost like Ngamshaya was like just a thing, you know, like a walk on by, you know, just pacing through it. And right there is where the problem is. We don't have the relevant conversations amongst each other as men. So a champion man is somebody who can have that conversation, who can be real about things, yeah.
Well, we went and spoke to real people, went to the recent Soweto derby and listened to many of you. And this is what you had to say.
Uyazi unahlabele ngikhuluma namadoda ngithi wezinsizwa sabelani bo.
Some men have holes in their hearts in this country, not only in South Africa, I think all over the world.
It's a problem and we got to tackle it. We can't solve it overnight.
As a man, you are born to be a leader, not to harm anyone.
Basadi ke batho ba botlhokwa haholo ba re wa thentu umfazi wa thentu imbokodo.
So for me, the biggest thing has been education all the time.
We need to understand we are here because of them.
By teaching men what a gentleman is and how a gentleman governs themselves. A
champion man is someone who stays positive throughout everything.
It's someone who serves, protects, and uplifts. And I highly consider myself as a champion man.
Yes, I am a champion man because of Kinalele Rato and Kinale Care.
As a champion man, we take care of our community, we interact with them, and we say #no violence against women and children.
Azikho izathu zokuhlukumeza abantu besifazane. Sibandakanya ngokuphelele nemiyalo yobuqotho eyisithupha ye-Champion Man. Thatha isinyathelo ngezenzo ku-noexcusesa.com.
#NoExcuse, spread it, speak about it, but also live it and be about it. Mo, are you a champion man?
I'd like to believe I am, but more than anything, it's about what you demonstrate within your family, within your community, and within the spaces you find yourself in. And, you know, it's about the realness and the genuineness. What role do I play in imparting positivity towards other young future men or boys who are still growing up? You know, what conversations am I having with them about, you know, the importance of understanding what your role in society is? And I think one of the key things about No Excuse is the idea of saying, you know, regardless of the situation, there's absolutely no excuse to protect men who are doing bad. There's no excuse in, you know, being violent towards women and children. So, you know, through the years, you know, being in the industry, I've demonstrated in many ways, you know, such virtues. But I think ultimately it's about what you do in your immediate spaces and the impact that it will have going forward, yeah.
Gents, thank you so much. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be sitting here till the end of the show. Thank you so much to both Nak and Mo, of course. You can join the conversation on social media using the #NoExcuse and join the movement by signing up on the #NoExcuse website. We're going to take a very quick ad break. When we come back, Maps Maponyane got married about a month ago. Did you know? He got married.
And the baby are the buns, no?
He got married about a month ago, but his father, who sits here with us today, was not at the wedding. Why wasn't he there? When we come back.
Ngiyahlabelela ngikhuluma namadoda ngithi wezinsizwa sabelani bo masiyekeleni udlame nokuhlukumeza abantu besifazana siphile ngemiyalo yobuqotho eyisithupha ye-champion man wemfowethu namandla sebenzisa amandla wakho wenza okuhle unakekele insimo yakho wemfowethu impilo yakho inendaba ngithi wemfowethu uyindoda ngokwanele sisho wena ngesimilo sakho sakhela ubudlelwane namanye amadoda wemfowethu awedwa ngithi wemfowethu ngabumbi kusaselihle ululeka isizukulwane esilandelayo wenza umhlaba indawo engcono indawo engcono woza nawe mfowethu live by the virtues of champion man, a champion man, a champion for change.
Rice doesn't get better than this. Speckle.
With the new Genesis garment steamer, you cannot burn your clothes. Just look at the difference. Genesis is safe to use on all fabrics, from delicate silks to the thickest denims. It removes creases quickly and easily. Get your Genesis garment steamer today. Genesis Hydrovac Extreme is the ultimate total home cleaner with water filtration. Now you can wash and dry tiles, clean wooden floors in seconds, wash and dry carpets quickly and easily, and so much more. Get your Genesis today. Find these great products from your Verymark store today.
Okay, stop. Times have changed, and you deserve a juice that's 100% fruit. No added sugar, no preservatives. Because in a world filled with fake, nothing's more precious than real.
Buy Liquid Fruit 1 litre and stand a chance to win your share of R1 million in prizes. T's and C's apply.
To me, success lies beyond the surface. If you want to measure the success of a person, normally you look at their career, but there's a lot more to it than that. During my time as a student at the University of Stellenbosch Business School, I could see that USB understood what true success means. Leading by example, being accountable for everything you achieve. Every time I see a young person perform, I remember how important it is not only to lead in your own career, but to be an ethical, responsible leader.
When you have a sore or inflamed throat, you just want effective relief. This is why we developed Strepsils Intensive. Look, its active ingredient combines an anti-inflammatory and pain-killing effect with the local action of a lozenge, so it works in 2 minutes and for up to 4 hours. Bye-bye sore throat. Take Strepsils Intensive. New Strepsils Warm Ginger, installed this winter.
Kimpunzi.
Ponzi would go that way. This one is from the laces.
Ladies and gentlemen, Max Mapoyane, the great, joining us in studio. I'm looking at that, and that was probably about 16, 15 years ago, because the last time you kicked the ball, you're not a Chiefs of Pirates, you had moved to Wits, it was 21 years ago.
Yes.
Do you remember the last game?
Yeah, the last game was against Pirates at Mill Park.
So you finished against
on the 12th
Pirates?
of December, yes.
That's a nice memory, though.
And
it's a nice way to say bye.
And it's also, what made it nice for me is that then I went on holiday in Cape Town. And while lying in Camps Bay, I thought, why am I going back to play football anymore? What else have I not done in this game?
Yeah.
18 years of professional football. And then I phoned the coach and said, unfortunately, I won't be at training on the 3rd of January, and I will explain when I get back. I got back and I gave the letter to say I'm out of this game.
And when you were in Cape Town, I'm very sure you didn't swim. Because this is what you look like. Let's just show that picture. Let's just show that picture of Marks. And Pema, it's in anything.
No, obviously.
This we know
98,
for sure.
that was in the 80s. 98, Moriri no says we get.
So no, more than next again,
I didn't know how to swim, by the way, then.
Max, you told me a story once. We're driving go Mpumalanga, you know, and you said you made most of your money during your playing days, particularly the early days, from the fans more than you did from the team.
Yeah, in fact, those were the days, if some of the players can recall, in the 80s. That's when, especially when it's big games and you've scored. And the fans would be so excited and don't know how to express themselves. And those were the days when money was cheap. So on the side pocket of the bag, as you are carrying your kid bag over your shoulder, the guys will just be putting money. It would also be, the highest amount was 10 rand. You know, 10 rand was a lot of money. So they would put that money, and when you count it, at the end of the month, that's even more than your salary.
Wow. Yeah. And they really appreciated
and
seeing
by the
you.
way, things just evolve. It became money, putting in money, and then ask for autograph, and then now selfies. So you realize there's no more money. No more money.
Mafa Maponyane, a goal scorer extraordinaire, one of the best to have done it. Fans really appreciated him, so much so, but he appreciated them more because you've kept some of the things that they've done for you over the years. The mementos that they, you know, strived for and worked hard to make for you. I've got you, if we can just, two things that are years old that were made by fans for you in appreciation of your craft. And I remember this particular goal, this right here, which is at the Mkalangwane wa gago. But take a look at this. These are things, what's particularly so wrong? Max ka RCK mode.
Yeah, but you know, people will call you, you'll always say you are Max, and they'll call you Mike, they'll call you Max, they'll call you everything. And
how long have you held on to these for?
This was in the 80s, and you know, those were the days when I was at Chiefs. And you know, when you get all the big trophies, Football of the Year, that goes with a check, those are the things that you look at and you think, yes, this wasn't made for me. It was made for anybody who would do well, you know, and the winner is. But these are things that you have to treasure. You know, things that people have just created, took their time to create for the love. They just wanted to say, how can I express my appreciation to
this is beautiful.
What the guy is doing?
This is beautiful. Mo, has anybody ever made anything for you? As an appreciation?
Yeah, you know, like drawings, paintings.
No draw.
Somebody even tattooed their name, my name on their arm.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if tattoos existed in the days of Go Man Go when he was with Chiefs.
That's incredible, that tattoo.
Yeah.
But let's move on from your life in football because your life has moved on and progressed. You've got two amazing sons now that are doing exceptionally well. One very popular in MAPS, as he's known, which is short for Maponyane. You know, he got married about a month ago. What was it? A month ago, and you were not at the wedding.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, because he got married to Buns. Not to a human being. It wasn't an official wedding.
Yeah. It was a fun thing. Yeah. There it is. Your son getting. Did he have to explain this to you? No, Papa Radal.
No, we don't talk about every little thing. Some of these things I just see on Twitter and let them pass. There are things that I see on Twitter that I will say, what are you doing here? Why are you there? You know? And then that's just to make him aware that I'm checking. You know? Remember, even when they die, I'll still be their father.
True.
Yeah. So you make them aware that be on your toes. I'm also in social media.
I'm stuck on imagining my dad on social media. No, is your dad on social media? Is your dad on Twitter? No.
Social what?
So we decided we're going to throw some options for Marks to choose his own Makoti. Since clearly Mabs is en route to getting married. Let's show the first picture there. So this is the first choice that we have, and we think, boom. Max?
Yeah, since she's in white attire, so she might as well just get Maseko to be in his right attire, and they can carry on. You know.
There you go. Yeah. So option number one, Zoto Wabantu.
You know, and also you made more money from people than from your team, and her last name is Wabantu.
And there's another one there, Mitlali.
She is also beautiful. You know, all these, not South African, but African women are beautiful. So that's why you're showing so many to choose from. You know, if you had shown one, it means there was no choice. So she's one of the choices.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting match. Highly unlikely.
Let's go to the last one now. We've got one more for you, Max. What do you think of her being Mrs. Maponyana? There it is. Kifilwe Mabote.
Obviously.
Formerly known as Kifibu.
Yeah, in fact, I have interest in my youngsters' future, so because this one is a bit younger, so he could consider someone younger and take it from there, you know.
No comment.
Mark's wife, what should lead this in?
It's a yes.
So I'll take that as a yes. Marks, you're doing amazing things, though, beyond football, beyond having raised two amazing sons as well. You're a motivation speaker, and that's what you do, motivational speaker, and that's what you do with most of your time nowadays.
Yes, in fact, that is still going well. And, you know, when you share with people things that you've gone through and also get them to focus, to keep going and not to give up, because some people easily give up, especially this time. I mean, you know, the economy of this country, it's a nightmare, so much unemployment. But to always say, you know what, it's always what you believe in. It's not always what you are given. Yeah. Don't believe in what you are given. Believe in what you can do, what you can, what can change your life. And those are kind of things that I focus on.
For those that are constantly asking what happened to Max Maponyana on SABC, he's still with us?
Yeah, I'm still on radio and still doing what I love most, talking about the game, analyzing. And obviously, if you listen carefully, play around with the channels, you'll hear this voice.
Max Maponyana, the very first analyst on South African television after he finished his career. I go Cape Town, he made that call and came straight to TV. Started as a presenter, actually.
Yes.
Before even being an analyst.
Yes, in fact, I was presenting the Italian wrap-up, that is the highlights of Italian football, those years. And then it became South American football. Then those were the days when we were reading auto cues. Now we don't have to read.
Well, you can read. We better get out of here and take another break. When we come back on the other side, I've got one more guy coming to join me, Mark, and we'll be speaking about the TKO. This is beautiful.
Thanks.
Not just wounds, now Mom trusts Dettol for your skin too. The new skin-friendly Dettol Aloe Vera for bathing with the gentleness of aloe vera and the power of Dettol. It's gentle for everyday use and protects from 100 illness-causing germs. That's why moms want to be Dettol sure.
Dettol with aloe vera, soft on skin for bathing. Now available in a 2-liter family pack.
Not for persons under the age of 18.
Seconds of some things may give you a headache. Disprin will take it away. Ready to work in 60 seconds.
Here's something interesting from SABC TV licenses. Do you want to be part of our next SABC media campaign? We're looking for South Africans with a story about how SABC TV or radio has touched their lives. WhatsApp us a 1-minute video to 079-504-3170 telling us how SABC has impacted your life in some way, and you could be part of this exciting new campaign. Visit madepossiblebyou.co.za for more information.
Good morning.
New E45 lotions range creates a barrier that helps lock and retain moisture, giving dry skin everything it needs to feel good. And it's suitable for the whole family to use every day. E45 for healthy feeling skin every day.
Telkom Knockout Weekend on SABC Sport, giving you both semi-finals live on Saturday and on Sunday. And of course, I have one of our very own analysts in the studio with me, Mark Haskins. Mark, when you take a look at it, it's Joburg versus KZN. But if you look at the order of things at the moment, look at the past result, particularly the Sundowns Golden Arrows game, KZN has got the edge here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in that particular result, but I wouldn't necessarily say they have the edge, because if you look at the inverse result, the KZ Chiefs up against Maritzburg, yeah. I mean, KZ Chiefs are the form team right now in the league overall. They just can't seem to put a foot wrong. Sundowns, they've gone through a bit of a purple patch, but I'm liking that matchup, the Arrows and Sundowns one, because Sundowns have had a break now. So they've had a chance to recoup and, you know, kind of get things back in order. And it's going to be interesting to see if Arrows can, again, pull off the result that they did.
They struggled in the rain, did Mamelodi Sundowns. And I heard Steve Kompela speaking a little bit earlier today, and he was saying he hopes it rains again.
Well, he naturally would, because, I mean, that game literally went in their favour. If you look at just the balance of play, even the Sundowns were leading in that game. Sundowns went up 1-0. And then, you know, at some point, Arrows were 3-1 up. And then Sundowns got, you know, made it close at the end, made it 3-2. But Arrows, on the balance of play, you would have to say that they were probably they deserved that victory, and the rain definitely played a big role.
Let me go to a Chiefs fan sitting over there, Undando. Who do you want to meet here? If Chiefs are to progress, who do you want to meet between Arrows and Sundowns?
Number one, Zorella now.
Round three, round three?
No.
I'd probably say Sundowns.
Because you beat them twice already.
Yeah, and also I think, yeah, I mean, psychologically, that's a huge advantage. And Arrows on form. I mean, if you saw that game with Sundowns in the rain, you know, youngsters are quick. They move quick, and we, you know,
plus,
Chiefs don't have...
Plus they play with a lot of freedom.
Exactly.
Unlike Sundowns, which they are...
So you think there will be a better game?
Yeah. So, yeah, and I think Sundowns will be too afraid to lose, and maybe we can
make a whole lot
them.
of mistakes.
Because I mean, as if Chiefs is not going to get nervous and make mistakes.
Yeah,
so I'm going to confidence. There
goes the Pirates fan, Knock Music. Mark, you're going to have the last word on this one. How do you see it pan out? Sundowns, Arrows?
For me, I think Sundowns will rise to the occasion. I think Sundowns... their pedigree, I think, will come to the fore. I think this break, the international break, would have done them a lot of good. And I think now their season's really going to get started now, because also the Champions League is something that they're looking for. The next month for them is going to be very busy. And I think it's almost they're going to look at it as a fresh start for them to kind of kickstart their season.
Let's move on to the next game. That's where Chiefs is involved. And we're saying a little bit earlier about how Maritzburg United, for the first time in the last 2, maybe 3 seasons, since Fadlu left, actually, so the last 2 seasons, are enjoying football and can look forward to a cup without the back of their mind of relegation, of bad results in the league.
I definitely think for Maritzburg, Eric Tinkler is one of the most astute coaches in the country. I think he doesn't quite get the credit he deserves. He is a really quality coach, and you can see the work he's done at Maritzburg. And yes, I think a cup run is not something that Maritzburg United are used to. So for them, they can actually enjoy this cup run, because they're in the league, they're sitting in 8th position, and they've recovered after slow starts, and they're doing relatively well. So they can actually look at this and not be concerned about, you know, the relegation fight, because primarily when they're in the PSL, they're thinking avoid relegation. But right now, there's some breathing room, and they can actually go into the semi-final, which would be history for them to get into a final of a major competition. It's going to be a momentous occasion for them, and I'm sure they're not going to make it easy for Chiefs. That you can be guaranteed.
Mr. Maponya, you analytic are into Kaizer Chiefs. They're missing 3 key players in this game.
Yeah, they are missing 3 key players, Mato being one of them because of the red card. But what is very important is numbers doesn't matter, because Chiefs, you saw them
against
Chiefs. They made
40.
8 changes, and they have hungry players. They started very well this season, and I thought this bubble will burst, but it doesn't look like it will burst any time sooner. But then, looking at, just contradicting Mark slightly, just taking out an S out of Mark there. So, So Marx is saying to you, Mark, I want to differ with you. I don't see Maritzburg competing or challenging Chiefs. Not on the day. Because if you look at it, Maritzburg don't have the players with the quality to stand the test of time. But Chiefs have. And remember, the fans of Chiefs will be there in numbers as they are everywhere all the time where Chiefs plays. But the most important thing for Kaizer Chiefs is we cannot lift a trophy. And we are so close this time. Remember, they've been knocked out early. No, I mean the Chiefs players. No. You see, okay.
We are so close.
Okay. Let me say it in Setswana, you'll understand. But Samiki ba Kaizer Chiefs, Bari. Okay,
that's Mark's really got himself in that one. It's okay, Mark.
So, as I'm saying, that's where I give Kaizer Chiefs a notch there, because Maritzburg don't have the quality. I've seen them in all the games. They don't have the quality to upset Kaizer Chiefs.
What is your last one on this?
I do agree. I probably think Chiefs will shade it, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Marx is alluding to the fact that it might be a blowout for Chiefs. I think it's going to be close because I think, and more the coach, more than anything, I think Eric Tinkler is going to be well prepared for this game.
Mark, you going to be watching?
I'll definitely be watching. I would like to see the downfall of my rival. I also want to add, stakes are different when it comes to cups competition of this caliber, you know, and young players from these teams that are not expected to win really come out and want to show the people that they have it in them as well. So I think they will definitely give Chiefs a run for their money. I do hope Chiefs meet Sundowns should they be in the final so that they can get a whooping there.
Just a quick one. You know, listening is an art. You missed the point there. Did you hear what Mark said?
What did he say?
He said Eric Tinkler will be the best on the day. But Tinkler is not playing. Norkovic could be playing. So that's where the difference is.
That's why he was a presenter. I'm going to come back, of course, with Untad. I'm going to go take a look. A very quick break. When we come back on the other side, the 3 cupcakes are there to be won. But will he yell his way to the 3 cupcakes? When we come back.
Tabang and Tabiso are identical. Well, almost. Tabang suffers from heartburn, Tabiso indigestion. Both of them can use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 2 times longer. For due relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
These are the people who make Double Mellowed Gentleman Jack. Just kidding. They're the same folks who make Old Number 7. Gentleman Jack Double Mellowed Extra Smooth.
When you have a sore or inflamed throat, you just want effective relief. This is why we developed Strepsils Intensive. Look, its active ingredient combines an anti-inflammatory and pain-killing effect with the local action of a lozenge, so it works in 2 minutes and for up to 4 hours. Bye-bye sore throat. Take Strepsils Intensive. New Strepsils Warm Ginger, installed this winter.
How'd you tweak your back, bro?
I was weightlifting, bro.
Whether you hurt your back working up a sweat or elsewhere, Transact will sort it out for up to 12 hours. Transact, for however you hurt your back.
Inyani yabuya. Hamba nathi ke mbukeli nanjengoko sabe siqhubeka sincede izithandani ubana ngaba sikhupha imfihlo zazo kumaqabane azo. Icaravan ready futhi nathi ke mbukeli silapho uzokubamba ngesandla. Qhakamishelana nathi ke pha ku 011 492 3563 okanye usendele WhatsApp message ku 071 263 6361 okanye usendele inbox message ku Facebook page yethu Nyani Nyani on SABC 1. Ngithanda Nyani Nyani.
What has become of us as a nation?
I heard a woman screaming, and I kept quiet.
Ngabona umzimba wakhe umanxeba-nxeba, and I looked away. Ngangifuna ukumsiza, kodwa ngangisaba. If good men don't act now, what is to become of our women and children of this nation?
Real men shall love, not violence.
Amadoda ngempela wanyukubezi ngokucansi.
Act now,
and stop women and children abuse. For God's sake.
Kaiser Chiefs fan he is, and of course the wife of Bonilla Banushanga, Orlando Pirates. I consider him a very good friend. The album is out, the project is out. It's called No. Ntando is in studio. We've come a long way with this man.
Yeah.
From back in the day, the very first album, Kwantu, had hit. Ndiyamthanda was the big song. Did we ever look alike?
Yeah, I did one last. I remember we used to call C-sharp, C2, dreadlocks.
But it was just the
We used to drive the same cars.
We did.
Yeah, man. I don't know. They used to say.
Mo, what did you think? You were around during those times.
Yeah. And I remember when you were still doing music television back in those days, right?
It's fun.
Yeah, no, definitely. At some point I thought, since when is Ntando doing TV presenting? Like, what's happening?
Yo,
I mean, it's been a long journey for you back in those days, starting off with Brown Dash on Geselumtanam, and then you went on to do your own thing.
Yeah.
How many years later?
Yo, Andy, let's say from 2002, 3.
It's been a long time, 18 years.
A very long time.
It's the same time as the length of my career, actually.
Yeah, round about the same times. But it doesn't feel like 18
It doesn't. But there was a huge gap in the middle.
Yeah, there was always a huge gap, but not really a huge gap. It was maybe 2 years or so. But Abandaba noticed that's something I've been doing ever since I started. Yeah, for mine, like I would release a Kwantu, and then the following year I won't release, and then the third year, then I'll release my second album, Jalo Njalo. I'll skip a year in between. But then it did happen, there were albums of which I did release, but they were not reaching the intended market. So if you got I took a break or something, but I never did take a break.
When something like that happens, and I know all too well when you move from music television, before you get into that, there's hurtful words that are used about Mduwile,
yeah. Yeah, man. No, I mean, there's a lot of that. You love what you're doing, you know. It's never easy. It was never easy for me from the onset, you know. I remember how I started singing. I actually wanted to be a songwriter rather than straight on stage because of my stage fright issues. Yeah, but when you see me on stage now, you never say, but I still have the same issue I had when I started singing, you know. But you grow into it and you convince yourself, with my mail, I'm born for this is what I do, and then that's that.
And No is hitting the mark of Ondiyamthanda, Onguwe, Omdonjani.
Yes.
It's got that fanfare about it. It's got that support about it. It's got that Ntando feel all over again about it.
Yeah.
Of the songs I've mentioned, Nug, you were much younger then. What's your favorite Ntando song?
Taken off Kwantu, 2006.
Yeah.
Ndiyamthanda.
18. Funa uva
usoze ndiyabhatala for cula. No excuse, bro. No excuse. No excuse.
But I mean, it was that. It was that. Kwantu was a huge album, an introduction of Ntando Bangani. This has got the fanfare. But what's nice about this is it's come full circle, because many people don't know this. You were 2 minutes. I mean, there was a choice between being a soccer player professionally or going into music. And here you are now. The big song is a football song.
It's a football song. to actually do the video, FNP, maybe in the bit, you know, do something, show off something. But hey, it is what it is. Yes, I love football. Yeah, as now we used to play so to get just for fun, you know, we used to play. So yeah, I really wanted to play soccer, and I wanted to play. Thank you to Utamax, because when I saw him, there was a goal he hoed with the diving header.
Yes.
I was like, what? I want to do this, you know. And then there's a Dr. Kumalo. I love skill, you know. I love skill. So I felt I play with my left, so you know.
Players.
So I felt.
Every player that didn't make it was the greatest to ever not play football. Let's get straight into the quiz. I'm going to show you some pictures. You can't get any help, but if you can, you have to choose one person in the audience there as part of our guest to help you. Let's go straight into the quiz. 3 questions that could win you. Who's that?
I'm choosing with Max immediately.
So yes.
He's a coach here, Tottenham. Well, ex Otitlo Amlumchita.
Max
Pochettino.
Yeah, but I'm quite no leech on to look at mom. Had the same problem with
Mauricio Pochettino is that man.
There's that cappuccino.
Pochettino. This one here. Try this one, game. Who's this? Bando from Alexandra Township. Never played in the PSR, has played his football overseas. Who is this? Choose a man.
Nak?
Lewang Pier. Yeah? Lewang Pier. He scored the goal that saw Mafana win 1-0 just the other day. Thank you, Mark, for helping us there. Last one. Here it is Ndando. Who's that? I mean, come on. Who's that? Ndando Mano? Mo, help.
Chelsea there. Yeah?
There you go.
Kobe. Oh, Kobe. The guy who scored the last try.
Yes.
I don't keep names.
Can you come and get Charles Kobe is the man there? Community cupcakes, these ones.
Yeah, but these ones, you should share with the guys about who sees it. There we go.
Not couldn't do it for us, but Dan, I'm going to ask you to do it for us. I haven't seen him perform in a long time. One of my favorite performers in the world. I've said this a couple of times. Ndando, it's good to have you back. It's good to see you. Well, not back as per se, but it's good to see you back at the top of the music charts. Oh, no.
Woo! Volume, please. Sip leaf.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evergreen and Dada Magani. No. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. Thank you to Mark, Mo, Marks, Dada, of course, it's off with no.
And we leave you with the biggest words that we always do every week. This is how we leave everyone. If you're not watching Sport at 10, what are you doing? No.
Congratulations.